As you all know, this week is Independence Week for Zambia, our Golden Jubilee, 50 years of independence. This month is not only incredibly special for Zambia, but also incredibly and historically special for Cavmont Bank as well. I thank you once again. Without further ado, I now open this press briefing, and I introduce to you our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Charles Carey, who will share a few words with you.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that we are here and you've joined us for this. I think as you look at the 50-year Jubilee, there are things that we look at as a bank in terms of what's happened over that period of time. I think it's a time to look at the achievements that's happened over that 50 years, as well as in the 22 years of Cavmont Bank being part of this banking fraternity and participating in the financial sector. So when we have our campaign, and it's called It's Possible, and I think it overlaps enormously with the 50 years of Zambian independence and the possibilities that at one point were possibilities and then have become actuals. So you move from it's a possibility to it's actually happened. And I think our whole program is sort of in conjunction with that as we look at the possibilities and of what was the possibility and now what's actually been achieved. And we wanted to look at some key moments over the 50 years that have been milestones in this country's development and journey, as well as Cavmont's. And so I think from those milestones, you constantly look at the achievements, you look at the inspiration that those items and events and infrastructures have created and effectively challenge and inspire us to go even further as we all look at the next few decades. I think if we look at some examples of these achievements, for us, education is a massive priority, and I think education for both at school and as well as tertiary is such a critical component. And as we start to embark on our corporate social responsibility program, it's certainly something that we want to make sure that we give as much support and prioritization to ensure that we kind of both financially as well as structurally support education in Zambia. But we look at UNZA, the first university in Zambia, established in the 60s, and what that's created, the people that have come out of that organisation, the leadership that is now in part of our society that's been through such organisations. And we look at that inspiration as well as as a foundation stone for a broader education in society. And then we look at other items such as in the 70s, what is Tazara, the Tanzania-Zambian Railway, which was a joint venture obviously between Zambia and Tanzania, and it's still working functionally and delivering massive sort of commodity and produce in and out and across our borders today. In the 80s we have, and when we talk about milestones, it's not just infrastructure or events, it's also people and culture and activity. So we look at the sort of Kalusha Bwalia as our, the sort of key footballer who was the Africa Footballer of the Year, and has done extraordinary in terms of his support for the game as well as his brand for the game as well, in terms of the sort of brand that he's given the Zambian football team over the years that he's been both playing as well as managing. And then as we move from the 80s into the 90s, the political agenda and the maturity that Zambia has shown over the last few decades, moving from single party to multi-party democracy, and that maturity that we saw just a few years ago, where transitions happen between different parties and different governments, and the maturity that established. Zambia has been one of the sort of few countries on the continent that have had such maturity. And then if we go back to sports, we have, you can't ignore Esther Piri as one of the sort of women's international boxing champion, women's international boxing organisation, so it's the association, the organisation, welterweight junior title. She came from the fringes of society, and certainly in the boxing community, and she just showed that with some support, absolute determination and ambition and discipline, you can get to the top of the world. And again, a phenomenal achievement. And then, more recently, of course, the Africa Cup of Nations, our beloved Chipolo had a storm to victory and brought back a cup which had been denied to Zambia for forever, but the first time winners of that. And so, if you ask how we sum up the celebration of 50 years of possibility, what is the ethos behind it? The integral thinking behind the campaign is that to do something you've never done before, you first have to believe it's possible. And as I've given you numerous examples over the last 50 years, which just highlighted a few, we want to think that, we want that thinking to continue for the next 50 years. That inspiration and ambition can make things possible. And so in the next 50 years, our growth, our achievements, and our development is all based on something that thinking is possible. So for us, the objectives of this campaign are we want to commemorate Zambia's Jubilee year by not just celebrating the past, but looking to the future and what this can mean for us. And to do this, we have to believe it's possible. So linking the possibilities of the 50 years of independence to our campaign, you've seen behind us this it's possible, it's possible. So for us, when we talk about it's possible, it's a result of listening to our customers, understanding what their needs are, understanding the markets in which they operate, understanding the sectors in which they operate and the tiers, as in what size of business activity are they pursuing. And then ensuring that our products, our services, our coverage model, our infrastructure, our whole sort of bank is basically geared to meeting those customers' expectations and requirements. And we want to be a bank that listens and finds solutions, and also ensures that those solutions are appropriately tailored and customized to meeting the individual's expectations. Too often we find banks in this country that sort of fly in products or drop them into the system expecting that the Zambian market will uptake them. But what we've learned as a Zambian organization that has developed over the last 22 years is that actually understanding this market first is more important than dropping in products to meet the market. So understanding the market, developing products to that market is what we've done over the last 52 years.
We are really excited to launch our It's Possible campaign. What's important to know is that this campaign is from a local bank for the local people. It's a Zambian bank. We're very proud to be a Zambian bank, and we understand the needs of the Zambian market. And so what we're trying to do is to showcase some of the partnerships we've created with our customers, and to be able to show what else we can do with our customers that are willing to grow or looking to grow, because the way we have grown in the past 22 years of experience is because of the growth brought to us by our customers. Thanks. So the It's Possible campaign speaks mainly to SMEs, as Charles mentioned. We're looking at SMEs in the market. Size is not very important, medium, small, large, and we are looking to grow the average person. For example, the guy in Kalingalinga who's making beds, take him to the next level, help him get a warehouse so he can be able to produce more. We're looking to grow the Magnum Securities that already have a head office and have some, maybe let's say they've got 100 guards and are looking to move to another city and grow to 200 guards. Zambia has been built on SMEs. We are not a nation of conglomerates or overly huge corporations, but our backbone has been based on conglomerates. Even if you look at some of the biggest industries, the mines, for example, what drives the mines is maybe the suppliers. And those are the SMEs that we're talking at and looking at growing with. 50 years of possibility. Basically, it's an extension of our It's Possible campaign. So we've looked at how has it been possible at Cavmont Bank, and it ties in very well with how has it been possible in Zambia in the last 50 years. And so with that, we're taking into, if you, did anyone ever think some of the things Charles had highlighted would ever be possible? Same as with our customers. As long as they've got a goal, as long as they've got a plan, we're here to work with them to be able to achieve that goal and reach their objectives. We want to promote the concept that possibility starts here. Possibility starts with your idea, with your ambition, with where you want to go. By the time you get to Cavmont, we're just here to help you along the road and help you reach that possibility and turn that possibility from a concept into a reality.